The rain came without warning that night, sheets of silver pounding against the roof, drumming like an urgent heartbeat. I had been awake, half listening to the storm, the sound of the wind howling through the pines outside my small cabin. Out here, miles from the nearest town, storms were nothing unusual. But what I saw that night was anything but ordinary. I remember it clearly, the flicker of lightning, a flash that illuminated the forest beyond my porch. For the briefest instant I thought I saw movement, something tall, human-like, yet not. Curiosity got the better of me. I rose from my chair, my mug of coffee forgotten, and walked to the window. And there she was. A woman stood in the rain, drenched to the bone, her long dark hair clinging to her shoulders. Her eyes glowed faintly, gold like molten metal. She didn't shiver, didn't move. She just watched me. At first I thought maybe she was lost, some traveler caught in the storm. But then lightning cracked again, and I saw them, two large leathery wings folded tight against her back. Froze. My breath caught in my throat. She wasn't human. I blinked once, twice. When my eyes opened again, she was gone. I might have dismissed it as a trick of the storm, my imagination running wild after too many lonely nights. But then came the knock. 3 slow, deliberate taps on my door. My heart hammered as I stepped closer. The cabin seemed suddenly smaller, the shadows deeper. Open the door. She stood there. Real, impossible, her golden eyes reflecting the glow of my lantern. Steam rose off her skin as the rain met the warmth of her body. "Please," she said softly, her voice almost musical. "May I come in?" I hesitated, but something in her tone, some ancient sorrow, made me nod. She entered silently, the air in the cabin shifting as if her presence carried its own gravity. Her wings shimmered faintly, fading as if dissolving into the air until only a faint outline remained. What are you?" I finally managed to ask. She smiled sadly. "Once I was called Sarathra. Now I am just a shadow of what I used to be." Her eyes drifted toward the fire. She held her hands out toward it, though she didn't seem cold. "I thought dragons were myths," I said. "They are," she replied, turning to look at me. "Because humans forgot. They buried the truth under stories and superstition." Her voice trembled, not with fear, but with the weight of centuries. "Long ago we lived among you, not as rulers but as guardians, until your kind turned on us." Her gaze fell to the rain outside. "They hunted us. One by one we fell. Some took human form and hid. Others perished in the skies they once ruled." Her eyes glistened. "I have been alone for centuries." I didn't know what to say. She looked human enough, but something about her, the quiet strength, the sorrow in her voice, felt older than the mountains outside. "Why here?" I asked finally. She turned to me, her golden eyes locking on mine. "Because you saw me." What do you mean?" "I have watched this place for many years," she said. "Humans pass by, never looking up, never seeing what lingers in the rain. But tonight you looked." Her words sent a chill through me. "Why me?" I whispered. "Because I am dying," she said simply. "And before I fade, I needed someone to remember." Thunder rolled outside. She moved closer, the faint scent of smoke and rain clinging to her. "I have carried something for too long," she continued, her hand trembling slightly. "A heartstone, mine. When it goes dark, I will vanish completely. But if someone bears witness to my story, perhaps I will not be forgotten." She reached into the folds of her cloak and withdrew a small, glowing crystal. It pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. "Take it," she whispered. I shook my head. "I can't." "You must. It will not harm you." It will remember me. Her fingers brushed mine as she placed the stone in my palm. It was warm, thrumming with faint energy. I have guarded the skies for ages, she said. Watched storms rise and fall, kingdoms crumble and rebuild. But nothing lasts forever. Not even dragons. Lightning flared again, and for an instant, I saw the faint outline of scales shimmer across her skin. I was the last, she murmured. Now there will be none. I wanted to tell her she was wrong, that maybe others like her were out there, but her eyes said she already knew. The firelight flickered, and she smiled faintly. Thank you, human, for opening your door. Wait, I said, stepping forward. Don't go. But the wind surged through the cabin, scattering embers across the floor. The lantern dimmed, and in the next heartbeat she was gone. Only the faint shimmer of rain where she had stood. The heartstone in my hand pulsed once, twice, then dimmed. I stood there for what felt like hours, staring into the storm. The rain eased, and dawn crept across the horizon, painting the wet forest in shades of silver and gold. For a long time I thought I'd imagined it all. But then, days later, I found something outside my window. A single silver scale, gleaming in the morning light. I keep it in a box beside the heartstone, which still glows faintly at night. Sometimes when storms roll in, I hear her voice in the thunder, soft, distant, like a whisper carried by the wind. Remember me. And I always do. Even now, years later, whenever I look out my window and see the rain fall, I wonder if she's out there, watching from the clouds, her golden eyes gleaming like stars. Because I know one thing for certain. Dragons may fade from this world, but legends never truly die. As years passed, life returned to its quiet rhythm, but it never felt the same again. The nights grew heavier somehow, the rain sounding like memory itself tapping against the glass. I often sat by that same window, heartstone in hand, watching the storms roll over the mountains. It still pulsed faintly like something alive, as if her essence lingered in every drop of rain. One evening, thunder shook the valley, and the clouds tore open with a light so fierce it painted the world in gold. I stepped outside, the heartstone glowing brighter than ever before. For a fleeting moment I saw her, high above, a vast silhouette cutting through the storm clouds. Her wings unfurled, radiant and endless, her body wreathed in lightning. My breath caught. The light surrounded her form like a halo, and as the thunder quieted, she turned, just once, to look down. Her golden eyes met mine one final time. There was no sorrow in them now, only peace. Then, with a sound like a sigh, her form dissolved into the rain, scattering across the night sky. When it was over, the heartstone turned cold in my hand. Its glow faded, leaving only a dull shimmer. I buried it beneath the old pine outside the cabin, the one that had stood through every storm. Now, whenever the wind rises, the branches hum softly, almost like wings in motion. And in those moments, I know she's not gone. She's the storm that protects the mountain, the whisper in the thunder, the warmth in the fire that never dies. And every time I look out my window and see the rain falling like silver threads from the heavens, I whisper her name, Sarathra, so she will never be forgotten.